Hi, folks. This is Neil, and today is Monday, March the 25th, and this is just a recap of some of the stuff that I've been going through since my last recap video explaining my experience as far as a targeted individual, explaining the psychological harassment, the torture, and the mutilation and manipulation that I've been going through. So to recap, so for the past month, I have been eating at this restaurant, one of my favorite restaurants. I go there for lunch. Sometimes they have like specials and stuff like that sometimes. So uh, went there about 5 weeks ago, and there's a waitress working there, and me and her really kind of caught each other eye, and felt a great vibe. We had a very lengthy conversation. The place was kind of empty, so we're able to converse for a long time. At the end, of course, which we exchanged numbers and email address and stuff like that. So the second week after meeting, went back, and once again she seemed very excited to see me, and we sat and had a great conversation, and of course she had to work, so in between that kind of stuff, we were conversing, and basically trying to get to know each other as much as possible. On the third week, however, because I've been getting subliminal messages about going to church, and if I didn't go to church, then they would basically ruin the beginning friendship so that it doesn't go any further. So on the fourth week, um, went back, and we're talking and stuff like that, and then she mentioned to me that that she had a boyfriend. So I was like, okay, well, cool. I mean, we could be friends then. No problem. And all that leading up to, like I said, every as the weekend approach and Sunday comes along, about I get subliminal message about going to church, and all this kind of stuff, and and just accepting what they're doing to me. Otherwise, they're going to ruin my social life. Whatever type of relationship that I'm trying to have. They're just it's not going to come to fruition, because they're going to do things to me, to the person, to manipulate and coerce, and to just destroy whatever. But yeah, I've known this for a long time, because I've been going through this for a long time. But they seem to really try to hurt the individual, by when you meet someone either of their doing, or maybe you just happen to meet someone that you converse, and you find out that that you guys have a great vibe or chemistry, and they will try to ruin that. So for example, when they tamper with my supplements, my water, I'm supposed to remain quiet, otherwise I'm going to be alone. But I'm fine with being alone. I've been alone for a very long time. But these are things that they do. So I said, okay, so last Friday, I decided to, because I realized what was going on, because one previous Thursday I wanted to have lunch, and there was a black couple, elderly black couple, and I was sitting across the table to the right of them, and while the young lady was talking to the couple, they seemed very friendly. The lady made the crazy sign, and looking in my direction, while she was talking to the woman. And so that's just the things that they do to basically um, discourage you, from continuing whatever type of relationship that you hope to have, because they have this long history, of course, of abuse, of illegal experimentation, and it has to, like I said, it has to be the government that is doing this, because they're the only ones that have the resources to keep this so covert, so secretly, to try to break an individual. So last Thursday, I went, actually last Friday, left the gym, and I said, okay, well, I'm gonna bring her some flowers anyway, because the last time I spoke to her, last time I was there, she seemed kind of off a little bit, kind of standoffish. So I was like, I'm gonna bring some flowers, maybe brighten up her day. And I get there, and of course, she greeted me and sat me down, and I gave her the flowers and all that kind of stuff. And then she comes out from the back with an engagement ring on. I'm like, okay, well, where was the engagement ring when I first walked in the door? I know you have a boyfriend. I respect that. I'm not trying to, to overstep my boundaries, but at the same time, I was just concerned because she had seemed kind of a little bit offish the last time I was there. And then a white couple, proceeded to sit on the left side of me, and of course they were very friendly to her. And then she began targeting me. So I was okay. So I had finished my lunch, and I decided to have dessert. So I had dessert. The couple got up and left, and that kind of stuff. And I was leaving. She usually greets me and say goodbye and blah blah blah. I'll see you next time. But this time, she wasn't. She apparently went into the kitchen as I left. So, these are just the things that they do. Like I said, to it's from my perspective, it seems like that whole situation was staged for me to meet her. And personally, I think she was single. But the fact that I would not go to church, then she went from being not single to having a boyfriend. When we first met, well, she could have said, well, I don't have a boyfriend, so I shouldn't be giving you my number, blah, 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 whatever. But, that wasn't the case. So, like I said, these are the things that they do. And actually, as I was headed to the restaurant on Friday, there was an overpass, and I was driving up it's a main, it's not a highway, but it's a very busy, it's a boulevard, basically. So there was a police squad car parked underneath an overpass. Now, I've never seen a police squad car parked there, and I've been living in Charlotte for 8 years, and I've been driving that road like for a very long time, and I cannot remember ever. And also at the same time, actually, the last time I was there, at the same time, she had said to me that she had a boyfriend. I was just looking through my Facebook page, and they sent me subliminal messages, a subliminal message. That's just how they use their own family to help target you. My cousin posted a picture message on Facebook, and then it says, well, it's time to end this friendship. So right then and there, the way things happen in sequence, this is basically all mind control. Whenever things happen in a specific sequential order, for you to take notice, that is at a particular time, that is mind control. So, that's just an example. And I wish I had someone like follow me around with a camera, tape all of these things. But, many TIs go through the same thing. And I'm just trying to explain to you what I go through so that, when you come up when you're in a situation that may seem familiar, you'll be able to recognize what I'm saying to you and how they try to manipulate you and to coerce you into doing what they want you to do. But the thing about it is that they won't tell you what they want you to do. They send you these subliminal messages because if something happens to you or to somebody else, then they can claim plausible deniability. So that's why I tell all TIs to, even though you're receiving these subliminal messages, just basically learn about what they're trying to tell you, but don't really fall into it. Always understand that there is a result that they want you to have, and it's always going to be to your detriment. So if you do accept and go along with what they say, and the person is nice to you, and you get into a relationship or whatever, they're going to target you, because the minute you disobey what they're trying to tell you, they're going to turn against you. And who wants to live like that? You want to be with somebody who is going to fight for you or fight with you. You want to be with somebody who really wants to be with you, not because somebody tells them to be with you, because they may have something to gain from being with you. So, to all the TIs out there, I say, just be content with, be happy with yourself, basically, because, when they try this kind of stuff, you're able to cast it aside and say, hey, you know what? I really don't need this. I'm my own person. I'm not going to be manipulated. I'm not going to be, played with like a puppet on a string. And, like I said, for me, it entertains me really. And I know it entertains them because, the more I learn about this stuff, I try to tell you guys so that you guys can basically get some kind of knowledge or reference from it. And that's one of the things that that I try to do in helping a lot of TIs. So also they've been tampering with my supplements lately, especially over the weekend. I went to the gym yesterday, and of course my wrist starts to hurt, my ankle starts to hurt, my knees start to hurt. I've never had these issues all at once, and my bones feel like like kind of brittle in a sense, because every gain I get at the gym, they do stuff to to my body that basically negates the gain or even regress. And so this is something that and this is basically, this is manipulation. I mean, mutilation basically. They're mutilating my body in a sense, trying sending me subliminal messages that if I don't follow or go along what they say, that I'm not going to gain any muscle or whatever the case may be. And this is really sick stuff from these individuals are really sick. I mean, they're really sociopath, really, because you have people in authority that are torturing people, mutilating folks. The psychological harassment is real. The economic destruction is real. The emotional destruction of a human being is very real. So this is something I want you guys to be aware of. And go out, have fun. If if you happen to meet somebody, whether it's they're doing it or not, go out, see what happens. Because you can only learn from it. But just keep in mind that when they try to send these subliminal messages, really pay attention and really try to learn from it, because you can tell other people about your experience. That way, they can, when they're in that situation, they have a reference as far as what to do. So I hope you guys have a great week, and don't forget on Tuesday night, Talk Shoe Radio, Nigel N. Community call. And Nigel's my twin brother, lives in Brooklyn, New York, and we're on the show every Tuesday night, and we expose the stuff, we give information, we help TIs deal with some of this stuff, because we all need people to talk to, we all need to vent. This stuff is very frustrating, it's very alarming, it's very hurting, as a human being to go through this stuff, to know that people are out there to destroy your life at any cost. They mutilate you and they try to hide it. They poison you and they try to hide it. This stuff is horrendous. As I said in the past, this stuff is horrendous, and these people are vile and cruel and wicked. And just keep on fighting, because no matter what they do, I'm still gonna go to the gym. I'm still gonna go out and meet people. And this is the government, so if they're gonna kill you, they're gonna kill you anyway. But you can record what you go through, so that when if something do happen to you, people can say, what, this guy or this lady been talking about this stuff, and there's something wrong. You won't go unnoticed. Thank you, and have a great week, folks. And until next time, bye bye.